I turned down Citadel for Y Combinator 18 months ago. Tonight they offered me $1.1 million to come back. The recruiter was at my demo day. He clapped. I haven't replied in 3 weeks. I haven't deleted it either. The office is empty. It is 2 a.m. I'm the last one here. Part 1. The kitchen table. You are 9. The explanation of benefits is folded on the kitchen table next to a takeout menu. This is not a bill. It's stamped at the top in black ink. Your mom asks what it means. You read the column called patient responsibility. You read the denial reason. Service not deemed medically necessary. Your mom asks if we have to pay. You don't know. You will not know for 15 years. 2 weeks later, the bill comes from the hospital. It is for $341. Your mother spreads both papers on the table. The explanation of benefits says you owe $120. The bill says $341. They are talking about the same visit. They do not agree. Your mother asks again. You go to the kitchen and pretend to look for a snack. You will remember the snack you didn't want for the rest of your life. 8 years before the Citadel email, before any of it, you are 18 and starting freshman fall as a computer science major at Princeton. Your mother already wants to know which firm you'll work for. You will survive COS 226 in the spring with a 91 you didn't quite earn. The roommate the school randomly assigns you was on the IMO team. He demolished the AMC at 13. He keeps his mop t-shirt folded under his pillow. You like him immediately. He never asks where you grew up. To go home, you take the Dinky to PJ, NJ Transit to Penn, the 7 to Flushing. 3 transfers, 2 hours if everything connects. The kid in front of you on the train once mentions to his friend that his starting offer is $500,000 all in. You write the number down on the inside of your wrist. You don't wash it off for 3 days. You decide that night that you are going to make 10 times that. By spring, the number in your head is bigger. You don't tell anyone. Sophomore fall. Your roommate is at the Jane Street Estimathon in Friend. You are in the dorm room with your laptop open to a pitch deck. The deck claims your company is worth $10 million. You have raised no money. You have no users. The company is an idea you had on the bus back from Thanksgiving and built into a Figma file over winter break. You sent the deck to 40 angel investors. None of them replied. One eventually replies in March. 1 sentence. Quant pays $700 a year out of school. Why are you doing this? You write back. Quant pays $700. I want $700 million. He does not reply again. Your roommate comes home at 1 a.m. with the Jane Street lanyard around his neck. You close the deck before he sees it. He doesn't ask about it. You don't tell him you sent it. By April, the deck is dead. By summer, you have started and abandoned 2 more. Junior summer, you write low latency C++ at Citadel for a desk that didn't actually need it. You learn that quant comp is what people say it is, and that the people earning it look exactly as tired as everyone else. Your return offer at the end of August is $450,000 all in. You do not know yet that you will turn it down. Junior fall. You take COS 333, software engineering. The class makes you build a real app from scratch with a partner you don't know yet. Your partner is a senior named Daniel. Daniel rode lightweight crew freshman year and quit because he hated waking up at 4. Daniel turned down a Goldman summer offer, and nobody understands why, including Daniel. The 2 of you build the appeals tool because it is your idea, and Daniel says he has seen worse. The appeals tool is the first idea you have ever had that is about something other than the size of the exit. You don't know yet if that makes it better or worse. By November, you have a working web app. By December, you have 100 users. Your mom, 3 of her friends from Flushing, and 96 strangers from the R High Health Insurance subreddit. The class ends. You and Daniel keep building. Senior fall. You decline the Citadel return offer in September. The recruiter sends a calendar invite labeled Reconsider. You accept the invite. You do not show up. Your mother does not understand. To her, $450,000 is a year of her medication, plus a small house. She tells you so. She does not yell. She does not have to. You apply to YC. The application is 25 written questions. The hardest one is just, tell us about a hard problem you've solved. You write 15 drafts. The first 14 are about the codebase. The 15th is about your mother. Daniel reads the application 6 times. You record the founder video 14 times in a Whitman common room with a laptop balanced on 3 textbooks. The version you submit at 3 a.m. on a Thursday is take 11, not take 14. The last 3 takes were worse. The auto reply says you will hear back within a few weeks. 2 weeks come and go. 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Daniel checks his email at 6 a.m. every morning. So do you. You both pretend you're not checking. By week 5, your sense of what is possible has narrowed to one of 2 emails. The email lands at the start of week 6. It is from a YC partner you have not heard of. He says no. He explains why for 3 paragraphs. He says the founders are sharp. He says the market is real. He says the wedge is too narrow. He says reapply. The email is more thoughtful than every angel rejection from sophomore year combined. You read it 8 times. Daniel reads it 6. You spend winter break in Flushing iterating. Your mother does not understand what YC is. She thinks YC is a person. She asks if you have applied to any jobs in case the company doesn't work out. You haven't. You don't tell her that. You spend the spring semester taking the 4 train into the Bronx every other Saturday to sit with a community health center director who agrees to pilot the tool. By April, you have 400 users and a signed partnership letter from the Bronx Community Health Network. You spend 3 weeks rewriting the reapplication because Daniel insists. You submit in late April for the summer batch. The email comes back 5 weeks after you reapply. We would like to interview you next Tuesday. You read it twice and call Daniel. Daniel says he has not slept in 2 nights. You both pretend you have. The interview is on Zoom. Exactly 10 minutes. Gary Tan is on one tile. Jared Friedman is on another. You and Daniel are on a third side by side at his desk. There is no small talk. The first question lands inside 30 seconds. What is your company working on? You say what you have said 200 times. Daniel does not say anything. He was supposed to. Gary asks why you. You say something about your mother and a kitchen table when you were 9. He nods slightly, but does not smile. Jared asks, isn't this just another tar pit idea? You say no. You don't know why. Daniel says something about scale you weren't expecting him to say. Gary interrupts him at the second sentence. The interview ends at exactly 10 minutes. The partners are still mid-thought when the timer hits 0. You and Daniel sit in his dorm room and stare at the closed window for 10 more minutes. Daniel says, I think we lost it. You say, I think we did too. 6 hours later, your phone rings. The number is California. It is not Gary. It is a partner whose name you do not recognize. He says, I've got good news. He says it the way someone says it 60 times in an afternoon. The batch starts in June. The whole call lasts 90 seconds. He hangs up with a brisk welcome to the family that does not feel like a family. You sit on the floor of your dorm room. You call Daniel. Daniel screams. You don't scream. You cannot remember the last time you screamed. The thing you wanted has happened, and you are alone with it on the floor while Daniel keeps screaming on the other end. You will be alone with most things from now on. You don't know that yet either. Part 2, the batch. You graduate in May. Your mother flies down with a tin of cookies for Daniel's mother, who is also there. They speak for an hour in 2 languages, neither of them is fluent in. You and Daniel sign the safe on a Wednesday, and the wire hits the next morning. $125,000 for 7%. You move to a 1-bedroom in Soma with no furniture. Daniel sleeps on the couch. You both buy at IKEA on day 3. Tuesday dinners are catered. Brian Chesky speaks for 30 minutes one Tuesday, and you write down nothing because you do not want to look like the kind of person who writes things down. The first group office hours are 4 companies around a table. Your group partner asks each one the same question. Are you default alive? It is Paul Graham's question. It means, at your current burn, will your money reach profitability? Yes or no? The first 3 say yes when they mean almost. The 4th founder cries. You say no. The partner says good. He moves on. You will learn later that the partners screen for 2 things first, where you went and where you worked. They preach against credentials in their essays and pattern match on them in 10-minute interviews. You don't say that out loud for 18 months. The summer goes. Demo day is 2 days, 2 minutes per company, 200 companies. You speak too fast. The traction slide eats most of your time. Investors decide by slide 7 on average. Yours decide by slide 3. The seed closes at $3 million in 12 days. Your mother asks if your job has health insurance. You tell her yes. She asks if you eat breakfast. You tell her yes. Part 3. Together. Months 1 through 4. You ship faster than you have ever shipped together. Daniel runs sales because Daniel always ran sales. You run product because you always ran product. He says you should sleep more. You sleep less. He doesn't push back when you don't. He says he will handle the all hands. You let him. He pitches a customer at 3 on a Tuesday and lands them. You are happier than you have been since you were 9. Daniel sees you. The partners see you. The customers see you. You think it has always been this way? It has for 1 year. 1 year is shorter than you remember it being. Month 5. $28,000 on a conference booth without telling you. He apologizes. He is right that the deal closed. A woman named Carmen calls support from a Bronx walk-up. Her carrier reversed a denial because of an appeal letter your tool generated. $4,100 she does not owe anymore. She cries on the phone. You sit very still. You remember why for the first time in months. You think about your mother at the kitchen table. Month 6. Daniel hires an engineer without telling you. She is good. He's right again. You are not yet sure what you are angry about. You call your mother on a Sunday. She asks if you are eating breakfast. You tell her yes. You haven't eaten breakfast in 9 days. Month 9. Daniel pitches investors that you have decided to pivot to small business health insurance brokers. You haven't decided that. You wouldn't have decided that. Brokers are the adversary in a denial fight. He doesn't care. He sees the revenue. You fight in the kitchen of the office. The fridge has a single bottle of LaCroix in it and nothing else. Daniel leaves on a Friday. 2 engineers leave with him. One of them tells you on the way out that you should have seen it coming. You did see it coming. The lawyer calls Monday morning. Daniel was 3 months short of his vesting cliff. He walks away with nothing. He doesn't fight it. You don't know what to do with the equity that was supposed to be his. You stayed because he saw you the way Princeton saw you. Of course he did. He went there too. Part 4, alone. You sleep on the office floor for a week. Not because you cannot go home, because you do not want to. The product gets better in the second week. You notice this without satisfaction. You notice everything without satisfaction now. You raise a Series A in March. $8 million. Smaller than you wanted. Bigger than you should have gotten. The check clears on a Tuesday. You take a single afternoon off. You walk to the Embarcadero. You sit on a bench. You stay until it gets dark. By month 16, the Series A is half spent. 4 engineers at $220,000 each. A head of sales hired 6 months after Daniel left for $250 plus equity. A SOC 2 audit that cost $90,000 and closed 1 enterprise pilot that didn't sign. The OpenAI bill is $60,000 a month and rising. Your dashboard is a graph that does not curve enough. You haven't sent the November investor update. You keep opening the document and closing it. The Series B requires a number you might hit and might not. You stop dating. You don't notice you have stopped dating until your sister calls and you cannot remember the last person you went out with. You cannot remember the last book you finished. You cannot remember the last meal you sat down for. You are okay. You will keep telling yourself that you are okay until something stops you. In April, the Citadel recruiter messages you on LinkedIn. Quant research. 1.1 million all in. He says he was at your senior year exit interview when you declined the 450. He says it is 2.5 times that now. He says they want to put you on a desk inside 2 years. They are paying for the founder, not the credentials. He says he loved your demo day pitch. He attended demo day, evidently. You did not know that. You don't reply. You don't delete the message. You don't open it again for 2 days. Then you open it 8 times in one night. You memorize the recruiter's first name. You wonder if he went to Princeton. You hate yourself a little for wondering. You wonder anyway. You fly to New York in May. Your roommate from Princeton is at Jane Street still. Same firm, year 4. He buys dinner at a place in Tribeca where the entrees are written in chalk. He doesn't gloat. He never gloats. He asks how it's going. You say fine. He says, how is it really? You say, I don't know. He says, me either. He asks how Daniel is. You say, I don't know. He doesn't ask again. You don't tell him about the Citadel message. You don't have to. He pays the bill. You take the train back to JFK and don't look at your phone. Part 5. The reply. It is 2 a.m. You are back in San Francisco. You are at the desk in the empty office. The Citadel message is open on your phone. You think about your mother at the kitchen table when you were 9. You think about Daniel saying you were special. You think about Gary Tan in your interview. Carmen, crying on the support line. They are all in the room with you. They have been in the room the whole time. You start typing a reply. The cursor blinks once. You type a word. You delete it. You type the word again. You don't know yet what the reply says. You won't know for a long time.